What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to the bench for our very first video for 2021. That's right, we are moving into a brand new year. 2020 is behind us, it's in the books. That year was tough, it really was. But on the bench, we did have some successes, so I thought I would go ahead and do my customary year-end review, take a look back at all the kits I built in 2020. Starting out, let's take a look at the 1/48 scale Lag 3 7 series. This was something that I built along with my buddy Joe. He and I like to do a series where it's just he and I building the exact same kit and just playing around with it, seeing what we can come up with. And this was our very first entry for 2020. Very difficult kit, but honestly, a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I finished it. In the same vein, he and I also went ahead and built the ME109E7. I built the North African version. I've always liked that paint scheme, always wanted to try it. And he went ahead and built a European version. Also a beautiful kit. It's Tamiya, so what can I say? Top notch all around. In very sharp contrast to the Tamiya kit, I actually built the Kitty Hawk FJ2 Fury. This was a brand new kit and I gotta tell you, it was a rough build, but I'm glad I built it because I've always loved the Fury and it's nice to have an FJ2 on the build shelf. A lot of scratch building, a lot of extra details, but I really like how it turned out. Proud to have it in my display case. We also went ahead and joined a couple of group builds. I actually joined the VJ-VE group build. I built the Fiat G55 Series 0 by Special Hobby, and man, it was a great kit. Limited run, so a little bit tough here and there, but an awesome build and a really fun group build to jump in on. Back on the bench with my buddy Joe, we went ahead and built the P40B. This is the Airfix kit, a great model. Had a lot of fun with this one, really didn't have any issues. It was a beautiful kit, I loved it. Also was able to add in some seatbelts for a little extra spice. Gotta tell you, great kit all around. Now my second group build of the year, I went ahead and joined up with the NATO vs Warsaw Pact group build. I built the 1/48 scale Trumpeter SU-15 Flagon A. Man, was it a tough one. But I was able to do a lot of scratch building and I think it's actually an improvement over what comes in the box. So I'm happy to have it in my display case. Joe and I again jumped back on the bench there and we chose the Airfix Spitfire Mark 14. This was a great little kit. I actually did the Southeast Asia camo version and I went ahead and I grabbed a decal sheet from Iliad called Spitfires over India. That's what you see here and man, was it a good build. 2020 did see the return of Sci-Fi Wednesdays. I decided to jump back in and build something sci-fi. I chose the Imperial Star Destroyer by Revell. This is the build and play series, so it's not really meant as a display model, but I put a little extra time, a little extra work in there. Plus it's got built-in lights and sounds, so can't go wrong with that. And to top off the year, I decided to go ahead and do another build series there for the holiday season, and I went back with my 12 sprues of Kitness. Now last year I decided to build mostly 1/144 scale kits, and those were tiny. This year I decided to up the ante just a little bit and I decided to build 1/72 scale kits. I've now built 12 of them and I have to say I have a newfound respect for 1/72 scale. It's a great scale to build in. I'm still going to stick with 1/48 scale because I've been building that since I was a kid, but it's wonderful the amount of aircraft you can fit on a shelf for sure. Building 12 kits hardly took up any room in my display case, so I'm really happy about that. But I was able to build a bunch of different aircraft from manufacturers such as Edward, Hasegawa, Academy, Airfix, as well as Revell. It was just a great time there on the bench. Some standout favorites, the P51 Mustang. That was the early version of the Mustang with the Razorback canopy. Really had a lot of fun with the natural metal on that one and the yellow tail, very striking. I loved the P47, it was a great build. I decided to do a little bit of a different paint scheme on it, did some silver on there with the white bands, a lot of fun. One of the only ones I could actually get the canopy open, so we got a chance to see inside. One of the harder kits to build actually was a Hasegawa kit. It was a B5N2 Kate. And that was a tough one for sure. It fought me almost every step of the way, but I got it done and it looks pretty decent. I was able to also build one of my favorite Cold War jets, the Airfix A4B Skyhawk. I love the early Skyhawks, there's just something about them, they just look fast and they just look like a thoroughbred. So I really enjoy the A4 and Airfix really knocked it out of the park with their kit, a wonderful build. Of course, just like last year, I had to go ahead and build a couple of ornaments. I built the Spitfire Mark 5B, as well as the Focke-Wulf 190, as an ornament so I could hang it on my tree. I gotta tell you, I love that idea. It really brings some character and life to the tree itself. And plus, you can make your own ornaments, so that's really fun. And we wrapped it all up with one of my favorite Japanese aircraft, the Ki-44 Shoki. This was another ornament that I did, another Hasegawa kit, and I made it into an ornament and was able to go ahead and paint all the markings except for a few of the numbers here and there, and that looks fantastic on the tree. And really, to be honest, making ornaments for your tree is actually a lot of fun. You know, I don't really know anyone else who has a Ki-44 and a Spitfire Mark V up on their tree for Christmas. You know, I really don't know too many people that have that. So it is something, kind of a conversation piece, and also it's a lot of fun to go ahead and build. But that's going to go ahead and do it for us today, guys. We are done with a year and we have finished off 20 models. Not too bad. We're going to go ahead and move forward though into 2021. I've got a couple of kits there on the bench already. Got the J2M Jack as well as Mandalorian themed ATST. So I still have that to finish, and I've got a lot of other models that are just calling my name. I wanted to go ahead and thank each and every one of my subscribers for sticking it out, joining me for another year on the bench. I'm hoping you guys are going to stick around for 2021. I've got some models there waiting in the woodworks that I'm really excited to go ahead and jump in on. Got some more group builds coming up with my buddy Joe, as well as another group build that I'm really excited about from the group build group over on Facebook. So we have a lot of stuff planned, as well as a few tutorials. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a couple of things. So we're going to go ahead and try to have as much fun as we can there on the bench. Until our next episode, you guys know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool. Have a safe and wonderful 2021, and we'll see you back here real soon, guys. Thank you so much. Take care.